Hi everybody, I'm Kadeisha. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I do beauty videos, lifestyle videos, hair tutorials, hair reviews, and fashion videos. So if you're interested in that kind of content, be sure to check out my other videos. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment, and then also subscribe. So in today's video, I'll be telling you guys 5 things I've learned in my early 20s. I'm 26, so I have 6 years under my belt in the 20s, and I just wanted to share a couple of very important lessons that I've learned over the years, and also show you guys what my everyday makeup routine is. I think I've perfected it, and it's pretty much different from what I've seen on YouTube and how other beauty influencers do their makeup. So I think this is like the easiest, most affordable way to do your makeup, and then also do a little chit chat and talk to you guys. So if you're interested in hearing my 5 lessons that I've learned in my 20s, then continue watching. Alright, so I thought I was recording, but I wasn't, so I look crazy. I just mixed together 355 and 360 from the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless collection, and that's like my perfect shade, so I'm mixing those 2 colors together and I'm just putting them on my face. Alright, so the first thing that one of the first lessons that I learned while being in my early 20s is to move out of your hometown, or just get away from what you're used to. Get out of your comfort zone. It can't hurt to do that. So I'm from a small town. Population can't be more than 20,000, and I've always hated living in a small town. So I knew once I turned 18 I wanted to move to big city. So I went to USF, which is in Tampa, and then I moved to Houston, which is an even bigger city. And Houston is such a different environment from how like a small town in North Florida is. It's so different. You have like the African culture, you have the Hispanic culture, like all these different cultures. The food scene is immaculate. It's just so much to do there, and it's like you don't know what exists out in the world until you go out and try it. So that is like the best thing I did for myself in my early 20s, was to get out of my hometown and just see what else is there in the world. Or maybe you're satisfied with like your hometown. Another thing you can do to get out of your comfort zone is to travel. Traveling also introduces you to other things outside of what you're used to, outside of like your own culture. So you know, that's one thing you can do as well, as long as you're like getting out of your comfort zone and getting away from what you've been accustomed to your whole life. I think that's like the most important thing that you can do for yourself, especially in your 20s, because your 20s are just about experimenting and just doing new things, which is another topic I'm going to talk about. So now I like to use a beauty blender when I'm doing like a everyday makeup look. I go over gently with my sponge that's damp, and I just go over those areas to make sure everything is nice and blended. So the second thing that I learned in my 20s was to not be afraid to try new things. Like I said before, I moved to Houston, which is a big city. From Tallahassee area all the way to Houston is a 10-hour drive. I didn't know anybody there, and I didn't have any family there. And actually, when I moved there, that was my first time in Houston. So I did something completely like just off the wall, very different, something I had never done before. And yeah, it was a whole new experience, and it's something that no one can take away from me. It was an experience. Whether I liked it or not, it was an experience, and to me, experience will always have value. Okay, so the benefit of trying new things is you're in your 20s, you need to figure out what you like and what you don't like. You're an adult now. You've been raised by your parents, and you've kind of adopted their traditions and their mind, like the way they think and everything. So now that you're an adult and you're on your own, I think it's very important to see what you like, figure out what you like and what you don't like, and you can only do that by trying new things. Alright, so the next step, I'm taking my concealer. This is the Makeup Revolution in the shade C18, and I'm gonna be contouring. So with the liquid, I don't do much. I just really just do the cheek area. So right here and right there. Also, another thing that I used to do all the time was I would try to go to a new restaurant like every weekend or every other weekend. So like that was my thing. I love food, and actually on my Instagram I have like a whole food highlight where I'm just like going to like many different restaurants in Houston, or like if I traveled I would like take a picture or a video of the food I was eating or the food that I ordered. And yeah, like I love eating, so I don't know, I think it's fun to just eat food that you've never had. Well, I won't say I never had it before, but just like different restaurants that I haven't tried. I don't live in Houston anymore, I moved, so that's why I'm like doing this video, because it got me thinking about, reflecting about like the last couple of years and how much I've evolved, what I've learned. And so yeah, but while I was in Houston, I had African food for the very first time, and I fell in love. And the thing is, when you try different things or you try new things, or I'll just say, if you're not trying a new thing, or if you're not learning about anything new, or you're not doing anything new, then you can't really grow as a person, because you're staying the same and your mind isn't changing, it's not evolving or anything. So that's why I think it's important to try new things. The third lesson that I learned was to not rush and grow up. The world is still gonna be here. You don't have to rush to do anything. One thing I do regret is rushing my college experience. I graduated May 2012, and within 2 weeks I was at USF, and I graduated I was supposed to be in the class of spring 2016, but I graduated December 2015, the fall 2015 semester. So I was in and out. I didn't take a semester off from from summer 12 to December 15. I was on go. I did not take a semester off, and looking back, I wish I did, because I don't feel like I missed out, but I just feel like I rushed being an adult. I was so anxious to get a job and start working and making big girl money, but now that I've done it, I don't like bills. And I don't know any adult who does like bills. So don't rush growing up. If you're in college, or you going to college, or even if you're not in college, if you're still living with your parents, don't rush. Enjoy not having to pay bills, or because rent is ridiculous. Even in Houston, like a barely decent neighborhood in a barely decent apartment complex will run you like $1,000 for like 600 square feet, and it might have a washer and dryer. And with the way these companies are set up, they don't want to pay you to live decently. Like they don't pay enough. You can have a bachelor's degree, and these companies that have like entry-level positions, but then they'll pay you like $10 an hour, which is only a couple of dollars more than minimum wage. And in my opinion, minimum wage is not even enough to survive off of anyways. So it's wild how these companies do. So if you don't have to pay bills, if your parents are willing to help you, take the help. Even if you think you don't need it, take the help. Because bills are no joke. It's like once they start, they don't stop. So take advantage of help from your family, your parents. Take your time, live in the moment, because once it's gone, especially adulthood, like you can't be a kid again. So enjoy your youth. Alright, so now that my concealer is all blended out, I'm going to go in with my Sacha Buttercup and my sponge, and I'm using the opposite side from where I used the makeup, and I'm gonna first use a little bit just to set under my eyes. That's not a little bit. And then I'm gonna blend it out. And then I'm about to go in on the rest of my face. Next, I'm gonna powder contour, and I'm using the Maybelline Super Stay Full Coverage Foundation in the shade Java. And I'm just gonna go over my cheeks, forehead, and then I'll take a smaller brush and do my nose. Alright, so the fourth thing, which is, I feel like this should have been like the #1 thing I talked about, but most guys, okay, so the fourth lesson that I've learned in my early 20s was that guys don't mature, or guys aren't mature in their 20s for the most part. So like, don't even stress trying to like, don't be so pressed that, no, like that, how do I put this? Most guys aren't ready to settle down, especially in their 20s, their 30s, maybe even their 40s. Like, guys just don't, like, they're wired differently, so I don't think a lot of them grow up wanting to be married and have kids and buying a house. Like, I feel like women or girls have that whole mindset. So of course, when we get older, we want to get married and all of this. And once we start dating, for me, I feel like for most guys that I've dated, I was always looking into the future instead of just like enjoying the dating process and all of that stuff. So I was disappointed a lot because I was expecting a guy to settle down after we've been on a few dates, but that wasn't the case because they were dating other girls and they were just having fun, and I was trying to settle down. So definitely one thing that I've learned is to just don't expect a guy to want to settle down in his 20s, because that's very unlikely. So just date. One thing that makes me extremely happy is having a date, like 3 different dates a week. I think I've even done like 1 date. Like, I probably went on a date from Monday to Sunday, and it was an extreme sport, okay? It was a lot. But that's what you have to do. Like, just, it's the same thing with trying new things. Like, get out your comfort zone, enjoy it. Date as many men as you can, but don't give up the goods, and just have fun, you know. You won't know what you like in a man or in a husband or a father unless you date multiple guys. So the men do it, we ladies, we gotta step up. We gotta tighten up, and we gotta date multiple men too. There's nothing wrong with dating like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys at a time. Like, if you can, by all means do it. Alright, so I just dusted off all of the powder, and now I'm gonna go in with the, did I go in with the contour already? Oh, I did. I'm gonna contour my nose. So I'm taking that same powder, but I'm taking a smaller brush, like this. I like to go like right in my eyebrow. Like, you can kind of already see the line. I'm just gonna accentuate it. Now I'm just gonna spray my face a little bit. I normally use like a Mario Badescu spray, but all I have is Urban Decay All-Nighter, so I'm just gonna use whatever's left in here. And I'm just gonna like refresh my face a little bit, so I'm taking my beauty blender and I'm just like blending it all together. Taking Maybelline Fit Me and 360, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of powder on my face. Redo this again. And this. Now I'm going over my brows. This is the NYX brow pencil, the micro brow pencil. And I start by brushing my brows up first, and then I take the other side and I draw them. Next, I'm taking some brow gel to set my brows and give them more of a natural look. Alright, so the last topic, or the last lesson that I've learned in my early 20s was to don't be afraid to do things by yourself. That's something that I'm still battling, because just some things I just cannot fathom doing by myself at all. Like, I don't care, I just can't. So for me, some things that I would do by myself was check out new restaurants. Like, I can do that. I can sit down at a restaurant and eat by myself, as long as it's not like a Friday or Saturday night and it's packed. That's a little intimidating. I will not go to a bar by myself. I have a friend who does that, and more power to her, but you're not gonna catch me at a bar by myself. I'm not there yet, you know, baby steps. But I go shopping by myself. I've been to the movies by myself. I feel sick. I'm just contouring my eyes a little bit. This is like, I'm using the same contour powder that I use, and I'm just contouring my eyes a little bit. And I'm gonna go over my nose again because it kind of got messed up with the concealer. But the thing about doing things by yourself, like, you have to eventually get comfortable doing it, because, or you'll never experience life. Because like, you ever notice that as you get older, your circle of friends get smaller? Like, people grow apart or they fall out, and, you know, things like that. And, you know, if you don't learn how to do things on your own, you'll never like have fun. You'll never enjoy life. So, you know, you might be accustomed to always having a group of friends around you, but eventually everybody has their own life, and they have to live their own life, and you're gonna be by yourself sometimes. So you have to learn how to do things by yourself. More importantly, you have to learn how to enjoy your own company. And boy, when I tell you, like, I love being, like, I'm a homebody. I love being by myself. I mean, I love staying home, but I have so much fun when I'm home by myself. Like, I don't really care to have people over at my house, because I just love my own space. I play like dress up. I love working on vision boards. I love anything art related, so I love doing that with myself. And the thing is about doing it by yourself is you don't have to hit nobody else's mouth if they don't like it. I would recommend traveling by yourself, but as a woman, I wouldn't travel by myself. It's just, I don't feel safe. I do, again, have the same friend who goes to the bars by herself. She's been on vacations by herself. More power to her. You're not gonna catch me. No, ma'am. But yeah, you know, with some things in life, if you don't do it by yourself, it's never gonna happen. For lips, I usually just do a brown lip liner. So I'm just gonna line my lips. And then normally I would have on like more chapstick than this, but I don't, so it's kind of hard to blend. But I'm just gonna use my fingers and just blend it in a little bit, and then I'll top it with lip gloss. Okay guys, that concludes my everyday makeup routine. I hope you guys like this look. It's very simple. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a like. Check out my other videos. Let me know if you like these type of informative, reflective videos. I really enjoyed making this video. So if you like this video, again, give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.